Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Cosmoteer. Today we are doing another Pimp My Ship. And we're going to be working on... Well, I already did a tiny bit more few edits, but we're going to be working on it again. So we are now is August. I know August 29th, we're just pulling August 29th one. But what we need to do is we need to create a new folder, because today is 8.31.2024. Okay, here we go. We'll put it in there. Let's pull in one. Alright, so I think I stopped on 1.7, and good morning and welcome, Hosip. Or good evening for you. Alright, so 1.7. You can see right here, I think a few things that I needed to change on 1.7 compared to where I ended up being at is, if you notice this right here, the chain gun doesn't reload fast enough, so it actually needs more people. So what I changed on from 1.7 to where I'm at right now at 1.9 is I rotated this right here. I put in a whole nother crew quarters dedicated just for the chain guns, as well as added another crew member right here just for the chain guns. Another thing that's different between 1.7 and this one is I'm pretty sure that I had more crew members for the deck cannons. I don't know, I guess 1.7 I did have that. I can't remember everything that I actually changed. Oh, definitely added more crew here as well. So you see right here, 1.9 always should almost always win now, because the chain guns actually reload compared to these chain guns. See how they're not loading? There wasn't enough crew members dedicated just for loading, so I changed dedication so that the chain guns actually can reload and actually can fire. Compared to these, we see they're still not reloading. And then back here, the missiles needed more people as well, so I actually added 2 more bunkers, crew quarters back here, dedicated just, well, I guess they're free floaters to help with the engine rooms as well as to help with loading of the missiles, so the missiles actually fire more. So those are some of the changes I changed from 1.7 to where we're at right now with 1.9. Let's restart the battle one more time. Let's make sure that this is actually gets saved in the folder where we're working in. So we're on this one. Alright, let's load in that one just in case so we don't miss it. And let's go from there. Alright, so some of the things that I've noticed on 1.9 and some of the few things that I still do need to change. I was working on too many other ships at the time. So the other ship that I've also been working on, I'm just going to load it in right now. So what this ship has been reminding me a lot of, and a ship that I really, really like, and I actually even was working on it this morning, was the Master of None. And you can see I've already done many, many different versions of Master of None. But Master of None is this one right here. And I probably should have did a video on it. So the Master of None, you can see there's a significant difference. It is cheaper by a little bit. Oh, more than a little bit. But the crew members is a lot more. 678 more crew. But it is a cheaper ship. Now the Master of None compared to this right here, Pod Racer 1.9, is Master of None was almost always going to win. And the main reason why is because you see these 4 chain guns right here? These 4 chain guns right here do devastating, take out the shields, rip it apart, and then finally pounds all the way through, because these 4 chain guns do so much more. The other thing about Master None as well compared to the Pod Racer is the amount of missiles and how fast they can constantly shoot out. And then there's also extra deck cannon compared to just the 6 deck cannons. There's 8 deck cannons in this, and they are far more optimized. So if you're looking for optimized deck cannons and how to place them, the Master None is really, really good at it, the original Master None. And then it's got the 2 railguns in the back. But those are the bigger differences between the Pod Racer and Master of None. Now it takes a lot more crew. You can see right here, many more crew, 678 compared to 428, to actually operate the Master of None to do what it does. Now I don't know if I can modify this one enough to be able to take on this version, the original Master of None. You really need more pounding power, be it through the chain guns or be it through something, because the ion beams, they're just not going to cut it. They're not going to be able to cut through all these shields. Like, there's even more shields on the Master of None compared to what you even have here on your pod racer. Now it's nice that they have extreme dedications here, but you might have to actually add more shields. The deck cannons are cool and all, but having 8 deck cannons that are constantly firing in the back like this, and even if you get past this front part, see how these deck cannons are going to get blown up? It's cool to have them there, but your cost is still higher than what the Master of None does back here. And it has less ion beams. It has just enough 8 ion beams, but these 4 chain guns really do devastating damage. And you can notice right here for the chain guns, they have literally 10 crew members for each chain gun to help reload the chain guns much faster. So this is where the Master of None really excels and blows up the pod racer significantly. But the ideas that you can take from the Master of None compared to the pod racer is, if you wanted to do more damage, more burst damage, chain gun, and then fix these chain guns, because these right here, all I did was I fixed the fact that it needed more crew members, so I believe this is the one I added even more. Yeah, the chain guns had such problems with reloading. I added this one and I added this one. So I added even more crew member for the pod racer because it needed more for the chain gun, because the chain gun never reloaded. It almost never reloaded in combat. It just shot once and then that was it. And then you would have to wait for the entire combat to be over to actually fight again. The other thing as well with the Master of None compared to pod racer, I guess pod racer does have a good amount of movement here and here, but you only have one set of engine rooms back here. This one compared to the other one has 2, which helps push it and excels it even faster. And then this is cool and all, but if you were to blow up this section and this section, it takes it out. Where if you look at the pod racer compared to the Master of None, they're actually segregated in full sections. So if you lose this section, the ship still fully operates. Lose this section, fully still operates. Even losing this section, the deck cannons are still firing on you. And then even if you lose the back right here, then it separates into 2 separate ships. Where this ship right here, if you lose this part and lose this, you lose a whole part. I mean, it is segregated, but you have a whole bunch of explosion points. This is an explosion point. You take this out, it takes out a lot of it. This is an explosion part, which takes out a lot of it too. So it is separate, but it's a different type of separate. And then the missiles is cool and all, but you only have 4 missiles in the point defenses. And if you were going to increase its offense, I would do your missiles kind of like this, where it has 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, I would like to take this right here, and I really like how they have this separated. Where, if you watch how the Master of None does it, this storage bay moves up to this storage bay after combat to bring up so that they actually produce the missiles even faster. Where this is a cool concept and a cool idea, which they do have. I actually like the separation here and separation here, but I would change 2 more missile salvos and put it in there, because those ones are not firing. You see how heavy of a broad this one's actually hitting. The missiles do a lot compared to this. Alright, I guess that's enough of actually saying the differences between the two, even though they're semi-similar, but not really. But let's try to fix this ship up some more. One of my things about the cost and why it's so expensive is if he really has a lot of these reactors. He's medium reactor, he's got a reactor, each one for one of these. If these were all together, because he has all these small reactors, and push these back here, kind of like this one is, you would actually reduce his cost a lot. I know the idea and the concept is this, and then adding more armor here. I think that was the biggest thing that I had for the pod racer, is the outer armor is also lacking. This side and this side. This is also a little bit wide we could probably reduce this down a little bit, but then the chain guns wouldn't be able to fire out, so we're not going to touch that too much. This outer armor is cool, this outer armor is cool, but I feel like the lack of is missing a little bit more offensive. And the other thing too is 3 chain guns are 3 railguns are really, really cool, but that forces this to be wider, and then you have all these right here. Somehow I feel like you can lose a couple of these ion prisms. Like you could probably take off this one for sure, and this one for sure. And it would do the same thing right there. And then this one aims at that one, that aims at this one, or this one. Well, yeah, this one can still aim at that one. So here, what I mean by this, because every single time these ion beams have to hop, it really actually reduces the damage. Oh, okay, I just need to attach that then. Doesn't look pretty, but it just, this way you don't need it. And then this one aims this one, it goes there, there. Why do we need this one? I mean, it looks aesthetically cool, but you're reducing your damage every single time it hops. I don't feel like you actually even need this one. This one or this one, because then they can just point to there. Just attach it. Okay. Did I just ruin it? It's okay. And now that we did that to it, so we can try to increase its damage a little bit. I don't even know why we need this one. Why do you need that one? That one's gonna hit there. There we go. Okay. Okay. And let's back it up. Let's figure out where these things are pointing at. This one can technically aim at that one. We can try and see if it does it. This one, aim at. This one's already aiming at that one. None of these are dedicated to anything. Do they just automatically point? I guess we're gonna find out here in a little bit. Okay, let's change this to 1. We are on 831. All right, we're working on this 2.0. Save. That one out. Put in 2.0. And go. Go. How come none of them are firing? I guess it totally ruined it, huh? Well, let's say you. I don't even know how he had it before. I'm gonna have to look at the other one. Da-da-da. Save it right over it. Okay. Ion beams fire, please. There you go. Alright, now before I even think that this is even a better one, let's bring 1.9 back in. 1.9. How does they have the concentrated damage? He's actually aimed. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 shooting in that one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 shooting in this one. Okay, so he's got eight on each beam. We see this one I have more concentrated on the two outers compared to the inner. I don't even know if it's doing more damage or not. I guess it still did do more damage. Outer, and then the inner one only has 2 and 2, so only the inner one only has 4. But we could change that. This one could be to that one, okay, and this one to that one, and that one could be. Let's make it so that is kind of the way it is. Have less hops. Okay, so an native fix here is this one needs to actually target. I can certainly try to have it target those. Target that one. That one. Now it's targeting that one. And then this one right here should target. Well. Yeah. This one should target this one. There we go. Alright, save this ship, which is going to be 2.1. I'm no ion expert, but I believe it at least should do a little bit more damage than what it was doing before. Has less hops. Anyway, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. See, it has so many more ion crystals. We also reduced the cost. And now we have 4. That's still right. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. We're hitting. One of the crystals is still hitting this. So it still does more damage in the outer, but it should technically do. Less hops? That was my understanding. Less hops means more damage, and less more hops mean more damage. I could be wrong. But you don't need that many crystals, as you can see. You can even change this one. You can move this one, and this one can move up here like this. And then it would do even more, in theory. With this one there. And then this one could move back, and then that one could target. We'll leave it alone. Okay. Now there's a lot of space here that needs to be changed and fixed. Point defenses here are cool, but I actually think you should have more missiles, more damage. Like, point defenses are cool, but this should be moved. Which means this whole thing has to move. Space-wise, too compact here. And then taking from another ship, the Master Nun, and putting those in there. That way you would have far more missile barrages and do far more damage. We have the crew, I believe, but you don't have the actual missiles. Now, and the other thing that this ship is missing too, you don't have the nukes compared to the Master Nun. And these are technically cool up in the front, but they're weak points up in front too. Or you could add much more armor, like if we ripped out the front 2 cannons and moved the cannons back here somewhat. And then these railguns are nice and long, but as you can see, when it comes to damage, since you're going to be up in front and tanking, the railguns look cool, and they do damage. But if somebody has shields or anything like that, it just rips right through it. And maybe I ruined the ion beams with the changes I made. What do you think? What does anybody think that's watching? Any ion expert? Maybe we need to go back to this version. If it can't win, then it definitely should go back a version. Because even though I think I'm changing the ion beams, it does a better job. But if the ion beams can't help to push this through, then it's not worth the changing that. Deck cannon's definitely performing better, but I don't like how we have each one of these in their own, so we're not a shared system. Trying to think of this. If it was me, I'd rip these. Like, see the side thrust, thigh thrust. It's nice to have the side thrust, but rip these and make these just more missiles. Because you see how the missiles are pounding and pounding? Alright, we're just going to go back to 1.9. Or even 2.0. What is 2.0? 2.0? Did I? Yeah, go back to 1.9. 1.9. I don't like whatever I changed because it's not winning anymore with changing the ion beams, because they're probably placed there for a very good reason to do the kind of damage, so they're equalized out to do more. So probably mess something up there. And then all the storage back here is probably used to actually store stuff for the in-game, so it's probably a career ship. And then these missiles right here, let's change these missiles. Yeah, change the missiles. Pull this out. Pull in this one. I'm actually going to pull in the one that I've modified all the way through. Completely change a lot of dedications and everything, and then we're going to take this part right here. I like this setup. And we're going to copy. There it is. We're going to come back over here. And the shield is cool, but because it's so far back here, just use armor and put it in. And then we have that right there. That's for the shield, I can tell. But if we were to put this, just trying to figure out where to put it. That's gonna rip that apart, and he has to redo all that. Wonder if we can fit all the whole thing in. Okay, take all of that, and this and this. I like the crew layout better too. Let's just take this too. See how we can fit it all. Let's copy it out. Can we fit all the missiles? How much bigger is it? It's one too wide for the engine rooms. Push it back this far. Nope, that would rip off those. So we'll toss it in there, come over here, rip this off, rip this off. Figure out about these engine rooms. Rip this off. Need those extra doors. Alright, we changed the shape here and there. Just rip that off, rip this off. Okay. And then this doesn't have a placement anymore over there because we don't have the extra armor that way. So let's rip this off. Alright. That should change all that aspect. Now the other thing that I'm gonna have to double check is, are these all red? You have to redo the whole dedications for that. Alright. We're gonna make this change. We're gonna see if the dedications, some of them stood, so they did stay. That one stays there, okay. And then what about these? Are these? Okay, yes, 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 yes. And then you have this, and do we have runners for that? No, we don't. Do we have operators? 1, 2, 3, 4. Operator. Operator. Each one of those are dedicated to this, dedicated to that. I need to figure out how this one's set up. Wrong part of the ship. Okay, this is the front of the ship. They have all just standard crew. And then they do have operators. The operators are in the back. For... Oh. I think operators are coming from this one. Yeah. Or this one would be different. Alright. We're gonna go past this one, August. We're gonna August 31st. We're gonna go 2.2. Get right to it. Let's see if these missile bays even still work. I know they're all red crew members for right now. These ones have no dedications, so they should be. Yeah, we need operators for these things. See how this one's barraging, and these ones are like, nobody's doing anything. That's okay. Let's fix it. So, these need to be operators as well. This one needs to be dedicated to 2, 4, 6. This would also 2, 4, 6. So we actually need 2 more back there. So we need to make more crew members because now we have more missiles. Move the door. Change these to operators. This one. This one, I believe, is the middle one. Okay, now that we have operators, now we need runners for these. Nobody dedicated to those? There is nobody dedicated to those. Who do they have dedicated for this? Or are they extra 2 completely crew members? Okay, they have a whole 6 crew dedicated just for those. So, which means that if I come back to this ship, come back to this ship, and this is if you're trying to take ideas from other ships and then push them into your ship. So I have no runners for these right here. So we probably need to add in a tiny bit more crew. Just increases everything on it. And then these guys right here will be dedicated just for that. Dedicated just for that. That's a little too many, actually. We'll just take this one. Do I have dedications for this? Okay, that's just dedicated for that. It should be like this. Save ship. We'll go 2.3. Making a real mess of it. Hello, Zonskool. Welcome. Start the battle. We're at 2.3. Okay, there we go. I want to see these missiles fire as much. Oh, look at that. What's going on here? I have no operators for those. We need more crew members for all this. Missiles are firing, but we're missing operators back here, so I need 4 more crew. I'm making sure the missile barrages are firing as often as I'm thinking they should. Which they are. See how devastating they're doing damages from the side now, which is good. Liking the missile barrages, they're doing their job. This is out of power. That's bad. Out of power, out of power. Honestly, with this thing this as close as it is, right? Yeah, that thing's close enough. We'll just add walkways, which is it's gonna be more productive than trying to use this little thing to power those little things. So this should be... We are going to do a different thing compared to this thing. Let's rip this off, rip that off. Saves a little bit of money. We need more operators for those. I need at least 2 more on each side, so we need 2, 4, 6. And then those gonna be, this is gonna be, I think so. These are gonna be operators. These guys need to be here and here. Do we have anybody else dedicated to these things? We'll find out here in a moment. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, and then this is missing. Oh, I actually need 6. We need a 6er. Get rid of one door. And change this to operator. And then operator, you are dedicated to something like that. And also fix. Why did this one do it? Oh, it did. Okay. Resave this. 2.4. Okay. Now we got missiles. Now we got engine rooms. Engine rooms are finally working again. Tons and tons of missiles. But what I've changed is, remember how I took off the... What was the team that I had dedicated just for runners? Which would have been this team. Okay, this team should be dedicated just for power. This team right here, they should be dedicated just for power. So, they need to change. I know somebody told me in the comments to go ahead and make dedications for that, but you know, I'm too stubborn. So we're going to copy we're just going to duplicate the role. We're going to change this role. We're going to edit this role. This role is just going to be, I'm going to do orange. And this is going to be power supply. And we're going to come over here. We're going to rip off everything. And these guys are going to be just dedicated to... Where's the missile factory? Steel factory, mine factory, nuclear factory, EMP, high explosive, supply, battery. And then your secondary jobs will be supply iron and sulfur. And then... Which backup there should they have? Just in case... They won't have any other backup. That is their one and all sole purpose. Power supply. Okay, now what they should do is they should supply power to these, and then they can also move sulfur and iron as needed, but their main goal in life is just to do the one thing. So this is 2.5. All right. And energy runners for those missiles. I'm mainly working on missiles right now for the outer damage. Now that we have runners specifically for that, it should be better for the missiles. I know that the Master Nun has way more frontal damage, burst damage, but my main concern right here was the missiles. The missiles run out of power, which they still do. Out of power too. That one's also out of power. Might not be enough. We might need to add one more. Even these are out of energy too. Missiles, at least the missile impacts is a lot more, but this definitely still need more work, because there's a lot more crew members dedicated specifically for that. Now if we were to take what we've been doing and we take a pod racer 1.9 compared to 2.5, I know that's not a fair comparison. Now we've increased the crew to 500 compared to 428 just because we added so many more missiles. But I feel like this is... Why are those guys standing around doing nothing? Do the missiles even increase any of it? They are increasing this barrage right here. The inner on the 1.9 definitely took out the middle in this one. At least those are still firing. Lost the rail guns, we lost the back part. But the missile barrage, as you can see right here, because we have a much more concentrated, we have many more missiles coming. This one has a lot less missiles coming. We didn't need these shields for the side to side, well, for the front to front. On a side to side battle, I can see how these shields actually do play a big role. But all you're really adding is explosion points, because the AI is going to target this. So once you lose a large shield, this goes and then you lose all of that. Missile concentrates definitely more extended. The engine rooms are not receiving enough power because I don't have the dedications for it, but this is the amount of crew you need. We got these two guys sitting there, which I already know what I'm going to do. So what you do is you have these guys, these operators, they will have a backup plan. The backup plan for them is engine room supply will be of 3. So if they have nothing else to do, they'll still supply the battery. Save this over and be a 2.5 right again. This way they should still supply the engine room. We just have these two little guys and they should run and actually do the supply because I have dedicated for each one of those. That should Probably fix that part of it. Yeah, I'm liking the missile concentration a lot better than this. These 4 itty-bitty ones. And with engine rooms, at least we have a little bit more movement. So some of them don't have power. And why is these guys still not? Because it's facing the wrong way. They have no access point. I see it now. So this right here, even though it's facing this way, this actually has to be flipped like that. There you go. And then this can be back to that, and then this can be back to being like this. Now we can resave that as 2.6. So when you copy paste things in from other ships like that, you really have to watch what you change, because you can mess everything up and then you got to redo all the dedications. Now we should have dedicated, just 2 itty-bitty guys running around, but they should be supplying the engine rooms, which will make it so that it can still move. So any change you make, and welcome Nub Gaming. Hello. Now we should still have movement, and then still have missiles, and then still have supply of energy. Even just with just two little guys, you can see they're running around. They're supplying engine room power. It should be enough to do combat damage, like how we're doing right now. So we still ran out of power here and here, but we have the guys running around and they're running around. And we just don't have people actually supplying in there, actually operating it, but that's okay. Still have somebody missing in there, but I don't see them out of power, and you can still see the engine rooms are still moving, so that we still have full movement capability, which we're now winning now, which is how it should be when you add this much more extra damage. It needed the movement, so if you sacrifice damage over movement, that's the key in all battles when you're facing another ship, is you gotta have movement. I'm still having a tiny bit of problems here and there for movement. And I'm thinking what I want to do here. I don't want to go beyond 500 crew members for right now, but that may have to happen. Right now, 3 is going to be what's going to be. It should still function the way it is. I still want to fix this, but we're going to focus on something else now. So chain guns, I mean, I have chain gun supply here and chain gun supply here. So this is what I added in. I added this one and this one so that they're dedicated just for the chain guns. Chain guns add a huge more extra damage to this ship. For a second salvo and for a third salvo and everything like that. Like if you were to take the original's not even going to stand a chance anymore. The original doesn't have reloading capability. If you look at this right here and if you watch this ship, this original, once it shoots its first salvo of the chain guns, they never reload again after combat. So it's got the first initial burst from those chain guns, which is cool, but then they never has a chance to reload. The other thing too, that the difference between the original compared to the newer version that we've changed to is I believe I've changed some dedications for the shields as well, on how that all functions. We've added far more missiles. You see right here, we have missiles coming. But you see right here, these chain guns, they don't reload. Or if they did reload, I guess they did kind of reload. But these ones actually will fire again once they actually reload. Like this is firing the chain guns. And there's a bunch of other things we've changed on it as well. But you see the original compared to what we changed. I feel like this frontal cannon and this frontal cannon is too much of a weak point, because once you lose this, you can lose this, and if you lose your shields, then you lose a lot of the frontal ship. Like I would love to move this cannon and this cannon someplace else, But that's going to be a whole redesign of this ship. The pod racer, you would have to redesign it. Like these deck cannons should move in the back, kind of like how the other one is. I like the deck cannons because then you have full-on capabilities, because the deck cannons can fire from any position, so they don't technically need to be in the front, right? And then each one of these are siloed in their own. So I know I'm taking this idea from the other one, but if you take this from the Master of None and how this one's designed, just 150 more crew, cost less than this one, but it's far more deadly because all of these are here in this section so that they can actually keep going, and it's all the way in the back. So even if the Master of None loses the whole frontal or loses this part, which you can see right here is constantly getting damage, these 8 deck cannons are constantly still firing from the back, and they fire over the entire ship. But I am liking how the missiles, I wanted to see if the actual headed missiles with the movement, if it actually could still stand a chance against this one. Which it should be able to blow this up, which takes out that, and then it should be able to blow up more. So the ship is not done yet. You still have 2 deck cannons each one, so you still have 4 deck cannons in the front, and then you still have these missiles that are still barraging. But the ship is... Okay, you see how this one has a control room? So even if the ship separates into 2, this ship doesn't have a control room on this side. So in an actual in-game battle, once you lose the control room, the ship becomes not a ship. And then this one, that deck, once you lost this section, this is, yeah. But you can see right here, this is what I was talking about. You lose a whole frontal on the Master of None, and you still have 8 deck cannons, plus all the nukes in the back, constantly still barraging on you. Now this is the one I made modifications to, this is 1.31. So it's not an actual fair representation of the actual original. I've significantly changed the Master None with a whole bunch of dedications and how things are moved. I removed all the lights and everything, all the useless stuff, and added in more dedications to it. But if you take the original, let's see if the original can actually beat this modified 2.6. I think what we're missing here is that burst damage. See, we don't have that burst damage, the same burst damage as the Master None does with the 4 chain guns compared to just 2. And once you rip all the way through, we only have 8 shields compared to this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 10. But I'm liking the missile barrages. You see right here, the missile barrages allow you to rip out the armor from the outsides. And if we can hit this and hit this, you actually take out the ship. But then he already cut it in half, so it lost its outer damage. How to make it so that we can fix it so we can beat this ship. That's my goal, because the pod racer costs more, has less crew, but it costs more, and it should be able to beat this ship. But we're missing we're missing 2 burst damage, 2 key burst damages that Master None has. Master None has nukes, so 6 nukes, and it has 4 chain guns. It has less ions, so ions are cool, but ions don't have that burst damage to rip apart. I feel like the whole core of the ship is very fragile. One prism goes down and your ship is cut in half. Maybe if you added more shields, it would be better, but that'd be... Yeah, we could add a whole nother layer of... And this is where this frontal deck cannon needs to move. So this whole section right here, move up 1, add another shield. Okay, that's my thought process there. Let's do that. I like your idea. Navigating is that's a good idea. Alright, so cut. Move up 1. Paste. Copy. Paste. figure out dedications. And figure out dedications. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. And that should still be fine. We need to add the armor back in. Alright. Let's go to 2.7. Let's go back to August 31st. Let's see if we ruined the whole thing. Okay, now we got one more layer of shield. This one's not covering that way. I think you need the armor. This one's going to help cover the back over here. We'll see if the extra shields actually play effect in this at all. Yeah, I still rip through it. Still rip through it. Still cut it in half. These chain guns really are devastating. 4 of them. 4 compared to just 2. I am liking the missile damage on the outside though. Think about this some more. We got 10 shields compared to this. If we added... I don't feel like this adds any extra. If we added in... I don't think the small shield's gonna do anything, really. No. It's not gonna get placed in there properly. And even this one right here. What if we were to move this up 1? Okay, get power from both sides. I don't want to though. And fill in the armor here. But it just has 1. We'll see if that... I kind of really want to add another shield in the... No, I'm just nitpicking. Is that gonna ruin it? Yeah. Stick too far out, maybe. We add those dedications after I commit the changes. This needs to be dedicated to here. That guy has no dedications. Let's see. $2.8. 2.8. 2.8. Yeah. Lasts a little longer, but it's not taking. Do more shields really do anything for facing this compared to just adding 4 chain guns. I really like this chain gun setup right here compared to what they have here. Like this, if this were just to change, if you just take the chain guns here and do the same thing, and then this, since you have space back here, move this, do control room. How many points are we using? Okay, we do need a bridge based on this. You would need 3 control rooms just to do the same thing that this one bridge is doing right there. But I feel like this should move. This should be chain gun, and then the deck cannons. I don't even like this shield there. This one's okay. The 5th one is okay. We're gonna go back to 2.7. Alright, 2.7 is gonna be fine. It's gonna work. This, and then it did shoot all the way through, and then it hit this one right there. That's gonna be fine. But what I do want to change here is the chain gun. Instead of having, can we just add a second chain gun on top of this and then shorten this one so the salvo's a little bit smaller, but then have a whole second chain gun there? That's my thought process there. What if we were to just take this? Not what I meant to do. And just added a second one. Can you do something like that? What if they're sharing the same one? What happens there? Does anybody know? I certainly don't. But we're gonna find out. Just get a 2.9. What happens when they're sharing the same thing? Does it work? Does this work? It just couldn't find the angle. But it looks like it works. Let's move this down. 1, 2. Let's try it this way. I kind of want these doors to be here. Yeah, I don't like that. I actually don't like these doors like that. This doesn't make sense to me. This makes sense to me. I think the second chain gun will spin the rounds if it's not used in the mag. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe we need to move it down 1 more. I actually think this should go 2 more down, because I want them to still be able to hit for the angles, and then this should be like that. Take this and put that there. Let's see how that works. We'll just use 2.9 again. Okay. Hey. I'm lacking armor. That's okay. This one comes out, that one comes out. Oh, they block each other. Okay, they block each other. So, no good. But this one, if this one could move 1 step further out, I don't want that one to block this one. And then this. Just move one up. We don't break the whole thing. And that one's went down. We got an extra door there. So in theory, this should work. Maybe 2.91. Okay, 2.91. 4 chain guns. Technically, this could move down another one, then we can have more for each. That one's not doing it. Its angle is not able to hit. So we need to fix it. We need to fix the barrel. So this right here, this needs to come over here. This needs to move down. One more. And this can come over here and be a door there. And that's this and this. And then what needs to be fixed is... I feel like this is in the way. This needs to move down one. Yeah. So root this off. Put armor here. What is that one dedicated for? Just 2 and 2? Okay. No big deal. Get rid of them? Yep. Change the dedications. Make that so. You can be dedicated to here and here. You can be dedicated here and here. Okay. That gives this a little bit more room to shoot. Past that. That gives a little bit of room to shoot past this. Let's see if that... 2.92. But I think I need to change one other thing too. I'm forgetting that because I had moved all of these things, we no longer have anybody dedicated to this stuff. Okay, save that. 2.92. Cool, there we go. Alright, 4 chain guns, tiny bit layer stacked. I don't know if I messed up the ions with the way I just moved everything. Okay, ions still work. Chain guns are now firing. But they're not doing anything like this one. See how these ones are facing forward? And they can always hit? Or those side ones, it changed targets. So, can these be dedicated to shoot at what I wanted to shoot at? I would just want to aim it at a desired location and just say fire at will. If enemies in place, fire at will. Yeah, it's having those type of problems. Okay, aim the chain guns and see if that fixes the problem. Can I select them all? Can I say all of you fire at? Just make sure it can actually hit. Okay. Save shape design. Does that fix that problem? I haven't messed around with chain guns enough to know what you can or can't actually do with them. But I'm hoping that fixes it. fire your full salvo. They're still firing, at least they're not stopping. Okay, they stop once they ran out of ammo. They're not blowing this away like this one, because these ones have bigger salvos. But I think what it should do, and I know that's not a fair comparison with that one. Let's do 1.9. Compared to 1.9, with 4 of these now, they should shoot faster. Oh yeah. Yeah. Bigger burst. One more extra shield to help add protection there. Way more damage on the outside. I don't like, see how slow this reload speed is? I don't like that slow reload. Using medium reactor for recharging large shields would be a little inefficient. He's talking about this one. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about redoing this whole thing right here for the shields. We'll put in a large reactor, just like what Hosep said, and then add walkways or whatnot, and then fix this and then layer stack these a little bit better. Just move them all up, so add the space. I still don't like how slow those chain guns reload. That's a little too slow for me. I was just thinking about how to fix the chain guns right this second. Okay, so what I would fix here is this chain gun section here, and I didn't want to go to more. I guess we can. Okay, just want to stay in the 500. Try to keep it within the 500. So this can technically be here, and this will add more people to this. More people to this craziness. Okay, adds the 500 there, and then this right here, just like how Hosep is saying, I want to actually redo all the shields in full. I kind of want to move them all on the same plane. So what this would do is this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And we can fix the armor there back like this. This should be here. Rip out this one, rip out this one. And then put in power and put in a large reactor instead of that. And we actually want to move this back one. I mean, this adds a total aiming point for the AI, but that's fine. Rip this off. Oh, I need to figure out what these guys are for. Okay, that's for that one. Okay, and I'm going to rip, just redesign the whole thing. I want a corner piece. I want it in and out. This could be another one there, in and out. This could be in and out. I want you to let me a door there, because this one. Out. Okay, now we need the crew for it. So for every one, we need 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and another one. We're just gonna do that many crew members just for that. Okay. So, and then fix this. I actually like the doors in the corners like this. That way they get in and out, and then we add walkways, so we're gonna have a maybe in, maybe down, 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 in. It's gonna be out. This will be up. don't want the doors here. Separation. This can be an out. Reverse this other way, and this can be a down. This can be this. And then this is out, out. This can be an actual walkway this way, this way. Okay. So fix these. Dedicate those three. Dedicate these three. And live with it. Actually, you guys will also be dedicated. Oh, that way. You'll be dedicated to 4. Yeah. I know I went to 512 crew, but save this ship. I'm gonna number 4. I know I still have to fix the armor right here for the chain guns. This section right here. We'll get to that. I want to see if I messed these shields up. Nobody's supplying power to the front one. Or maybe they're just getting hit that much. I want to change the dedications already. Okay, so we got 2, 3, 2. You're gonna be that one. And you're gonna be able to take them. Hold on, let's redo it. So I'm going to say, and I know we're going to offset it here just for a second. This is not, but that one, this one's this one. This one's going to be not, no, okay, that would be that one. 3, 3, 3, and then this one dedicated, this one skip that one. And 3, and then 3, and then these are those 3. That's better. And then what I didn't like here was this right here. So then as soon as they go out, and then in, out and in, and then they can choose to go. We'll see how that works. 295. 295. All right. Oh, okay. Also same thing. Use a medium reactor. We'll use a large one, and instead of 2 mediums, 1 crew per 1 mag works if ammo's right next. This is true. I think that's a good thing to do with the chain guns to fix the entire utilizations of it. So chain guns, we move this ammo storage closer to the chain guns because we don't need this walkway, and then we move. Then that would actually increase its speed significantly, and then move this here. Let's just take what Hosip's entire thing into practice. Like, why reinvent the wheel, right? And now the walkways can actually be this side as needed. We don't have the same crew dedications, but that's okay. Door. We need doors on this side now. I need entryways. I know. Until I figure out how to fix it better. Okay, now we have entryways in. I don't need this one or this one. Actually, maybe we do need the one next to it. We need that one door there. Door. That works better for what I'm thinking. And we don't need the back door. That way they're closer to. Okay. Okay, and then dedications. And then this is right here. These are all supposed to be ammo. These are all supposed to be, okay, they are all ammo. But what these should be is you're dedicated to that, you're dedicated to that, you're dedicated to this. Okay. Then these guys, they're there. And we have walkways. I know I'm totally redoing the whole thing. These are ups. It's up. Sure, whatever. Get rid of that one. And this to be down. Alright. Then they get in there and then they start reloading. In theory. 2.96. Okay, redid the shield somewhat. Did this. Put the ammo storage closer to. Let's down and fix that part. What I should see here. Chain guns fire. Chain guns blow away all that. Reload time. It is slow, but at least the ammo is dedicated towards it needs to be. They are still trying to reload. And why aren't they reloading that? What's going on? What's going on there? Nobody's dedicated to it? Nobody's dedicated to it. Okay. Okay. I still don't think that's enough crew members for it. It's gonna need even more crew members. But we did just fix that one extra thing with it, so we're gonna save this as 2.96. Chain gun here. This needs to be I rip this off right here. For now, we'll think about that. Maybe we need to add more extra armor there just for the extra. We have those dedications there. We have this crew members, these crew members. But in all honesty, we can add a whole nother. No. I feel like we're adding weak points, but whatever. And oops. We got these. Let's say you're dedicated to these now. Now we have 18 crew members dedicated just for chain guns. It's not as nice as having those individual segregated ones, but this should increase its reload speed. We're gonna go to 2.97. 2.97. Load this in. Put this up. Down. I know there's too many doors, but we'll deal with that later. Only losing those 2 shields. So that's good with the extra shields. Only losing 2. These guys are reloading. Okay, reload speed is not horrible. Still slow, but not horrible. I don't know, I'm liking all the changes so far. I don't think it still stands a chance against the Master None, but we can totally try it. Master None Original. Give this a shot here real quick. Yeah, the Master None's still gonna blow this one away, I feel like. But I think it stands a little bit better chance. The larger shields definitely has a better play if the guys actually come out and actually recharge them. See how the chain guns are wiping all these shields out. Oh, look, it survived. Oh, but this was a weak point. See how we lost this? To the nukes and everything. This is where the outer armor needs to be fixed. But at least this part didn't blow up. Oh, look at that. We're actually... we may win one fight. Oh yeah, I'm gonna count that as a win. Okay, fix some of this outer armor here from the nukes so we don't lose this section so bad. This is cool and all, but this is adding extra weight. Okay, we still lost that, but that's because the nukes and stuff are still... it doesn't have a command deck or anything. Like, I count that as a win in a real game scenario, so that's good. That's exactly what we've been trying to do this whole time. Getting this ship, which cost more, has less crew, but it can now win against the Master of None, the original Master of None. At least once. It won once. I don't know if we can constantly do it. This armor right here and this armor right here, you can see how it's getting pounded from the side, and then when the nukes land, okay, we still lost the middle. But even seeing it win even once, that was at least some hopeful. So definitely you could do more work on the Pod Racer 2.97, but I'm gonna have to wrap this up. My kid woke up. So if you all enjoyed this content, please feel free to hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. It helps to push out this content to other people, bring awareness to it. If you like, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, especially what you don't like, so that I can improve and make better content. If you have not already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. Come back once a week, once a month, check out what content I have. Thank you all for being here, thank you all for watching, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day.